Raiders, welcome to another Raid Shadow Legends video. Plarium just released some news about upcoming summoning events and just other events in general. So let me just start with the surprise, okay? So if you head over to the events tab, that's something that of course they haven't really announced. It just appeared in the game today. Path of the Fateweaver. Does this mean that we're going to get another Freyja from here as a guaranteed? Actually, it doesn't. The reason why I said that is because a lot of people were under the impression that this is another event for Freyja. Basically, if we're going to head over to the in-game calendar on Plarium Play, it's not in-game actually, we're going to be able to find out everything that we need to do in order to get points for this event, and of course, what rewards we are going to get from here. Now, for my surprise, we don't actually have a news announcement related to this event. I've restarted the game by now probably like 10 times and still nothing related to this. On Monday, during the weekly kickoff, guys, I actually mentioned that something looks super weird in terms of what events we have this week, right? And as I mentioned, most likely we're either going to have a 1+1 on Thursday or a guaranteed event. So we are going to have a guaranteed event, guys. We're not going to have a champion chase tournament. We're not going to have a summon rush event. Everything that has to do with summoning will be basically part of the Path of the Fateweaver. Let me start with that, and then we're going to go over to the summoning events for the weekend, the guaranteed event, and everything else. So if we're going to go over to Plarium Play, right here in the calendar, we can click on the Path of the Fateweaver. The rewards will be a champion soul. So I actually had a few people yesterday asking me about Skratch. Do you think they're going to make a soul event for Freyja? I was like, guys, I'm not 100% sure. They haven't announced anything, but seems like they are doing it. Then, of course, you're going to be able to get some books. You're going to be able to get some soul stones, etc. Walk the path of the Fateweaver, uncover incredible rewards, and unlock the power of Freyja Fateweaver. Earn a 5-star perfect soul for Freyja Fateweaver, as well as her avatar. So that's why we have this in-game, right? Is the soul and the avatar. Now, what I really like from here, that frame actually looks badass. That frame looks really, really good with the icy feeling around it, you know. So I would definitely like to get a frame if it doesn't come at the price of a kidney or anything like that, right? Then you're going to be able to get an avatar frame and other valuable rewards. Summon and upgrade champions to earn runic coins. Then use them to unlock rewards on the various branching rewards path. So there you go. You need to summon champions and a champion training tournament to do this. I don't think it's bad considering that we have the champion training event integrated into it because, hey, it will be nice to get her 5-star soul. But what I want to tell you guys, the Halloween fusion is around the corner. I know I've already mentioned this multiple times, so you might want to consider if a 5-star soul is worth it more than getting a new fusion champion, which, by the way, we have no idea if he's going to be a trash champion, he's going to be a good champion. What I can tell you is that usually on Halloween, the champions in the past, they were not great, okay? So that's one thing to keep in mind. Leaving all that on the side, guys. Moving over to the events that will happen throughout the week. This Thursday, October 17th, we're planning to launch a guaranteed champion event. Summon champions using ancient shards while the event is active, and you are guaranteed to get Ilisnia by your 40th ancient shard. So it's not a guaranteed on legendary champions, unfortunately. Fortunately, for some of you guys that might be missing this champion for the fusion, the Mikage fusion, I can't remember if it's the High Elves champion. Yes, this one right here. So 40 ancient shards for a champion that's useless, okay? This champion is only good for the Mikage fusion. The rest of her kit is really not interesting, so I would not go for this champion unless I need her for the fusion. Now, I do think that they should make more guaranteed events for all of the fusion champions for Mikage, for all of the epics, all of the legendaries, so whoever needs them, they can actually get them, right? So there you go. 40 ancient shards for this champion. Let me know in the comments down below how many of you guys are actually missing this champion in particular. I'm very, very curious to know, just kind of like for a statistic, from a statistic point of view. Just curious, you know. But that's what we have in terms of guaranteed. Nothing else. I wish it would have been a guaranteed on a legendary or something like that. It would have been interesting. We did not have one just plain summon shards and get a champion for quite a while, right? We did have them in the deck of fates, etc., but none for quite a while. Then, this Friday, October 18th, they're planning to launch 2 events simultaneously. They're planning to launch a 2x event to summon legendary champions from Sacred Shards. Yes, definitely one of the best times to summon Sacred Shards. Now, I managed to save 22 Sacred Shards, and to be honest with you guys, yes, 12% chance to summon a legendary sounds very tempting, but I will skip it. The reason I want to keep these shards for the fusion, for a more interesting event in the future. I might open 1, 2, 3 if I need them to get that frame. Of course, if it doesn't come at the price of a kidney. But I won't be doing anything crazy. I'll rather have the shards ready for the upcoming fusion if it's good. If not, maybe for a different type of an event. You know, in December they are usually doing like a Titan event. I feel like, was it last year when we had Tormin in the Titan event? So maybe they're gonna do a new one this time around, maybe for a Gurgo, because he's kind of like in the team with the freeze, maybe for a new champion. Maybe they will do something similar. So I feel like it's better if we start preparing for more important events rather than just burning all of our resources now. And this is mainly for you guys, free-to-play, low spenders, people that are not wailing out every single day, right? Because you cannot complete every event. You need to be very selective with the events that you are engaging with. Then on top of it, they will do a 10x event to summon Glaicad of the Melt Water, from Sacred Shards. Now, Glaicad is either the new Bannerlord, or was it the Sacred Order actually, or is the Silver Watchers? Yeah, this is Matthias, sorry. So is the Silver Watcher there? I kind of like confused them there for a second. So Glaicad of the Melt Water. He's actually a pretty nice champion. He's definitely not a bad champion. Would have been nice if they would make a guaranteed on him, right? Why not? If we're opening Sacred Shards, just put him in there for a guaranteed for whoever wants to get him. Then the whole thing will change. People will open Sacred Shards and consider to skip the next fusion. With the A1, he has a chance to freeze. If the target has less than 50% HP, the debuff cannot be resisted. With the A2, he will place an increased attack on all allies and a perfect veil on all allies. And he will fill the Termiter. So this is pretty nice on a 4-turn cooldown. Then with the A3, he will revive all the dead allies with 40% HP, 25% Termiter. But he's on a 4-turn cooldown, not the best revive or anything like that, but it's decent. Also will place an increased accuracy and an increased defense buff on all allies for 3 turns. These buffs will be placed even if it doesn't need to revive. So basically, if you have no dead champions, you can still use this skill. If no allies were revived by this skill, grants this champion an extra turn, which will reduce the cooldown of this skill, which is actually really nice in a team for the Hydra clan boss, right? Constantly being able to buff. Then the passive, allies under Perfect Veil buffs placed by this champion deal 10% more damage. Very, very nice. So basically, you're going to get a damage boost. If you build this champion on a 9-piece protection, considering that he's going to give you 1, 2, and 3, 4 buffs, you're going to get 20% additional damage from here. And that is super solid. Allies under a Perfect Veil buff placed by this champion deal an additional 10% damage to enemies under Veil or Perfect Veil buffs, which is not really going to be the case in the Hydra, but for PvE content, and even PvP in some cases can be nice, especially if you're going versus Duchess. Then he has a speed aura for all battles, 19%. I really think that he's a very solid champion, and it would have been nice if they were making a guaranteed on this one. I feel like it would have been a thumbs up from the community. You know, a lot of people would have liked to get the champion. Very good ratings overall, so for once you can actually trust them. But that's pretty much everything in terms of events for this weekend. I don't know why I really thought that we're going to have a 2x on Ancient Shards. I don't know why I was under that impression, but it seems like that is not the case. Now, again, a lot of you guys are asking me, Skratch, when are they going to do a 2x on Primal Shards? Most likely, guys, either Halloween, either during Black Friday, either during Christmas. So far, we've only had 2 of them this year, and it seems like they're trying to keep them really, really rare, right? They're not trying to make them very common. But as usual, appreciate all of you guys watching. Much love, and I'll catch you all in the next one. Peace.